closed in 1974, and our understanding is that it's been closed since then. And we rented the theater to help renovate it and turn it into a community asset, and bring back some of what the building stood for in the community life. Rio Vista is the smallest town in Solano County. This theater is by far the largest office we have in Solano County, and it's not by accident. We believe that we can have a very special relationship with Rio Vista, and bring some of the things that the community needs, whilst at the same time allowing Rio Vista to keep its small town character and the identity that makes it special. And we're looking forward to doing that. Before we talk about the plan, I'd like to talk about the people behind the plan. This is a plan that was forged and made with community input through and through. Over the last 5 months, we've had thousands of conversations or exchanges with residents from all over Solano County. We have met them one-on-one in meetings. We have met them in small groups. We have done the town halls. We've mailed these resident surveys out. We've read every single one of them. We've knocked on thousands of doors, and overall we've had more than 12,000 interactions with residents here. And I think that the one thing that hopefully people will say when they look at this plan is, you know, they really listen. When we look at this plan, we see a plan that reflects the values of Solano County and the different communities in it. It is a plan that fits in, it respects the heritage of the county, and it provides exactly the kind of benefits as well as the assurances and the guarantees that the community has asked us for. And so we're very excited to announce it. We started the entire process not by thinking about what happens inside this new community, but by thinking about the relationship that the community will have with its neighbors. Our first goal was to make sure that it would be a great neighbor to Travis and a great neighbor to Rio Vista. And so on the left-hand side there, you see Travis, and the green area around Travis is the current security buffer around Travis, which was established in 2008, and it's about 7,900 acres. We are voluntarily almost doubling the size of the security buffer by adding to it properties that are owned by California Forever, on which all residential and commercial community development is prohibited in perpetuity by the initiative. And the initiative cannot be changed, and those restrictions cannot be lifted without a vote of the people of Solano County in perpetuity. We are permitting solar farms in that area, but we have expressly given Travis a veto and an approval on the technology to be used in those solar farms. Those solar farms, if built, would supply enough clean power to power the equivalent of 1.5 million homes in Solano County and in the broader region, subject to capacity transmission limitations. On the east side of the plan, we have a Rio Vista parkland buffer that Gabriel talked about. The community itself is designed to fit into the infrastructure of Solano County. And so what you will see here is that the community was sited with extreme care to, number one, be much further away from Travis than Sioux City, than Fairfield, in fact, even more than Vacaville. In addition, the community was sized to be in proportion to the sizes of other communities. entirely avoids the Jefferson Prairie. It entirely avoids the Kashku area and the River Delta. And it entirely avoids the Montezuma Hills. This is a compact footprint that is designed to bring all the things that the residents of the county have told us they need, like middle-class homes and good-paying jobs and clean energy and economic opportunity, whilst protecting everything that makes Solano County so special. And a lot of care and work has gone into siting in this way, and we feel this is exactly the right spot where this community should be. Lastly, before I hand over to Gabe, I'd like to talk about our relationship with Travis. When we started the project, we had two goals. We knew that we had to protect the base, but we didn't want to stop there. We wanted to be a partner that can make the base stronger today and for all the generations to come. And we believe that this plan does exactly that. We protect the base by doubling the size of the security buffer, as I mentioned. We are also locating the community 100% outside of the noise contours and outside of the accident potential zones that have been recently identified by the base in the ICUS plan, which was published recently, I believe in February 2023, and the website to it, the link to it is on our website, and we'll be publishing more about the details of all of that in the coming weeks. But we wanted to go further and actually strengthen the base, and we're going to do that through a number of things, but I want to mention just three today. There's a lot of talk that's been happening about the resilience of the base and the impact of this project on the base. When you actually talk to many of the people in the defense community, what they say is one of the largest stressors on Travis is the cost of housing for military personnel. It is a real issue for quality of life. It is a real issue for retention of the members of the Air Force. We will be building a community that is proximate to Travis, that is nearby, that provides affordable homes of all different types, including small homes and starter homes and rental homes that particularly young families arriving to Travis can afford, and that would be providing job opportunities for the spouses. Spousal employment being a key challenge for Travis personnel. Secondly, our community benefit programs that Anya will talk about later, they are expressly designed to be available to residents of Solano County, including Travis personnel. Including personnel from Travis who do not currently live in Solano County who are just arriving here. And so all of those programs will be available to Travis personnel. Lastly, we have a commitment to collaborate with Travis on important infrastructure improvements that are needed and that will be identified in a resilience report that's coming out in the later part of this year, such as transportation and energy. And so in summary, we completely understand the importance of the base for both national security and for the county, economically, culturally, and its heritage. But we believe that when people look at the actual details of the plan, what they will see is that this is a plan that not only protects, but significantly enhances the mission of Travis for many generations to come. And with that, I am delighted to introduce Gabriel Metcalf, our head of planning, who will talk about the details of the plan for the region.
Thanks for coming out, everybody. I'm Gabriel Metcalf, and I am lucky enough to have the greatest job in the world if you're a city planner. And it is my pleasure to get to show you some of what we have been working on over this past year. Our proposal is for a walkable, medium-density, mixed-use community on 18,000 acres in eastern Solano County. This would be not just housing, but jobs of all different kinds, parks and playgrounds, schools and grocery stores, bars and restaurants, hotels and hospitals. Everything that goes into a complete community. We have a city plan that organizes all of this good stuff into compact, walkable neighborhoods. And it's really based on a simple idea, which is that every resident should be able to walk easily to all that good stuff. Every resident should be within a 10-minute walk of shops, grocery stores, parks, schools, everything you need. We also have a great public transit system designed so you can move across the community and even out to other communities in the broader Bay Area. I would like to acknowledge the incredible design and planning team. These are the best of the best. Bronson Johnson, our head of infrastructure, Jay Primus, our head of transportation, Anya Spivey, our head of development planning. And as you might imagine, on a project like this, we've got a lot of consultants. These are people with deep experience in both greenfield development and urban infill. They've worked in the Bay Area, they've worked all over the world. I'd like to especially acknowledge the holders of the pen on this first phase, CMG and Site Lab, and you'll hear from the Site Lab in a minute. The ballot measure contains general plan amendments, a specific plan, and a set of voter guarantees. Now, what the specific plan really is it's zoning, and this is the zoning map that's in the ballot measure. So there is allowable uses, general development controls like building heights and densities, open space standards, the street network. So it's a framework, it's a planning framework that will enable lots of people to come and live here, come and start companies here, and it will enable change over time. After the election in November, there's going to be a lot more work that happens. Much more detailed planning, a full environmental impact report, working toward a development agreement with the county. So we have a lot to show so far. There's a lot more to come. We are very much looking forward to a constructive, close working relationship with all the people of Solano County as we figure this out. For a city planner, when you come upon a town like Rio Vista, you say to yourself, this is what I'm talking about. And so it is no coincidence that we are holding this event here in Rio Vista. Downtown Rio Vista is exactly the kind of place we are trying to build more of. A place with fine-grained, walkable block structure. And touring people around downtown Rio Vista, people understand. I see what you're talking about. So, Mayor Cott, thank you for allowing us to come here today to present. We asked people in Rio Vista how close should the new community be, and the answer we heard was close enough that your residents will shop in downtown Rio Vista, but also and vice versa. But far enough that both communities maintain their distinct identity. And so we have this proposal for a grand park, which I like to refer to as Friendship Park, which I think would be a great amenity for residents of both communities. All right, so to tell you a little bit more about the 5 different zones in the specific plan and some of the thinking in the planning side of things, I'd like to call up Laura Cresamano, who's the founder of Site Lab and our head urban designer.
Hello. As Gabe said, I am founder and principal of Site Lab Urban Studio, which is based here in California, which is where I spent most of the last 20 years working to design communities that are inclusive and sustainable. So I'm very excited to be a part of this project and to be here to share with you some of the key principles, key planning principles that have shaped this urban framework that you see today. Dave used the word framework, and I use it on purpose because it sets the outlines and the bones of this new city. But as has been mentioned, this is really a beginning, and there's a lot of work ahead. Working together, our mission is to help make this a place that can work for everyone, whether you are starting a family or a new job, opening a business, or retiring. And to build a place like this, it needs to support all aspects of life. It needs to support all aspects of life and then some. We all spend too much time getting from here to there, moving from home to work, to picking up kids from school, to errands. That is a lot of friction that can reduce quality of life. And we know from some of the best cities that clustering uses and making that easier, as Gabe said, to walk around really can increase our day-to-day lives. So that's why we are proposing a connected network of complete neighborhoods. This would feature, as Gabe has mentioned, jobs, housing, retail, and all of the services, from barbershops and cafes to grocery stores, healthcare providers, workspaces, and public parks, all within 5 to 10 minute walk. We've organized the plan into 5 key zones. Now 5 key zones are gone, but you saw the 5 key zones. And that one thing that I want to say that's essential, even though you see these different zones, is that there are 2 really critical things. One is that everywhere there is actually a mix of uses. It's not just one thing, and everywhere is connected. Crucially, this plan would produce thousands and thousands of housing options across the entire new city. So to start with housing, that predominantly orange zone that you see on the board here, this is the neighborhood mixed-use zone. This is primarily that medium-density housing with a mix of townhomes and apartments from 3 to 6 stories. These could be anything from studio apartments to multi-bedroom homes, with backyards and what we call carriage houses, which could be used as an ADU or an in-law unit, an office to work from home, or a parking space. But this neighborhood, this area, these neighborhoods would contain more than just housing. They would also contain all of the other places that matter in the neighborhood, from open spaces and recreation to libraries and schools, all within a walk. And in every neighborhood, we are planning for a bustling local shopping street. The second zone I want to share is what you see in pink. This is the downtown. This is where the energy and buzz of the city is most concentrated. And we are paying close attention and working ourselves on how downtowns are evolving. And here we want to propose a place that would have jobs and offices, but also arts and culture and civic buildings and housing and gathering and social life. All served by a central transit system that would offer easy commutes from anywhere in the community. What you see in purple, in the darkest purple, is the industry and technology zone. This is where we would propose manufacturing and distribution, R&D, commercial spaces, solar, infrastructure, and other green technology. And in the light purple that you see adjacent to that, really bridging between this industry area and the downtown in most cases, is a maker and manufacturing zone. This is inspired by the warehouse districts that you see in older cities. And it would have an eclectic mix of uses to support creative making, manufacturing, small businesses, as well as arts and entertainment. Of course, throughout the city, we are proposing a full range of open spaces, working closely with CMG. From small pocket parks and public plazas that you don't yet see illustrated in here, but would be there, all the way up to large city parks, as well as the designated larger areas like the 712-acre Rio Vista Parklands that Gabe mentioned. Overall, the initiative commits to 10 acres of open space per 1,000 residents, which is more than most cities in the United States. And here you can see some images of the beautiful landscapes that we would be connecting to with the Jepson Prairie and Sassoon Marsh. Finally, throughout each zone, we are committed to making streets for people. There will be designated neighborhood streets where it'll be safe enough for kids to play with an abundance of walking paths and bike routes that are away from cars. And in partnership with transportation experts, we've designed a transportation system that enables you to get where you want to go by car, but also by any other mode, by bike, by bus, by walking, easily. So while I've shared the structure of our framework, we know we have a lot of work to do to make this community come to life. We're very eager to engage with the people of Solano County in a co-design process that will take this from being a plan to being a real place. And look forward to working together. Now I will hand over to Anya Spivey, Director of Development Planning for California Forever. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Anya Spivey. Thank you all for coming today. As Jan said, Our campaign has had thousands of conversations with folks in Solano County. We've learned a lot, and we've tried to incorporate as much of that feedback as possible into our plan. 2 questions stuck out during that process. First, how do we design this community to be something that the people of Solano County are truly excited to see? Second, how do we provide a set of benefits and assurances to the people of Solano County to show them that this is truly a long-term commitment? We've taken that input and we've created a set of 10 voter guarantees that you will find in the project initiative. These are promises not just to Solano County, but these are guarantees that we will see through. First, Solano Jobs Guarantee. This guarantee values the dignity of hard work and the concern that so many working families share, getting and keeping good-paying jobs. The Solano Jobs Guarantee closely links the community's growth to good-paying jobs and new economic opportunity. Our commitment states that our project must support the creation of at least 15,000 jobs that pay at least 125% of the county average weekly wage by the time we hit 50,000 residents. If not, we can't grow beyond that. Solano Homes for All. Our next commitment addresses housing affordability to help the next generation stay right here in Solano County. So we're excited to announce the Solano Homes for All program, which includes $400 million in funding for down payment assistance for Solano County residents to buy homes in our new community. This includes homes for working families, teachers, nurses, police, firefighters, and construction workers. This program is only available for the residents of Solano County and Travis Air Force Base. Funding can also be used to help build affordable homes for those additional important members of this community, including veterans, seniors, and agricultural workers. Next, Solano Downtowns. Another recurring theme that we heard during our listening tour was a genuine desire to help improve and revitalize Solano County's existing downtowns. Solano County has some of the most wonderful downtowns, but they have unrealized potential. That's why this measure commits $200 million in for-profit investments by our company in existing downtowns: Vallejo, Vacaville, Dixon, Fairfield, Benicia, Sassoon City, and right here in Rio Vista. We hope that our commitment serves as a catalyst to kickstart this renovation. Solano scholarships. If we want our next generation to stay in Solano, create businesses, and raise their families here, we feel they need the tools to achieve those dreams. Our next guarantee aims to do just that by helping Solano County residents take advantage of economic opportunities created by this project. The Solano Scholarships Program features $70 million in grants that can be used for scholarships for college or vocational training, college plan deposits, or to start and scale a small business. Green Solano. Another nonprofit commitment in our measure is the Green Solano program, designed to protect the environment, protect ecological habitats, and support agriculture across Solano County. Green Solano features a $30 million commitment for habitat conservation areas, parks, and new trails. We will engage with the community and county in order to help determine how this money is spent. Smart Growth Guarantee. I alluded to this during our discussion about the Project Jobs Guarantee. We have written into the measure metrics that would create 15,000, that must create 15,000 jobs before further work on the project continues. Our Smart Growth Guarantee mandates that California Forever's financial commitments to the Solano Homes for All, Solano Scholarships, Green Solano, and Solano County Downtowns program will continue to scale up in proportion to the growth of our proposed community. This means that the financial commitments that I've already laid out, $400 million for housing assistance, $70 million for Solano scholarships, etc., all of these programs will have additional funding available in increments of 50,000 residents. So for every 50,000 residents, those programs will grow in proportion. We intend to be a good neighbor for Solano County for decades to come. The remaining guarantees are mostly about protecting and enhancing the infrastructure of Solano County and making sure that our community pays its fair share. First, water. We have enough water for our new community. However, we want to provide an additional guarantee that gives everyone peace of mind regarding the future. Our water guarantee says that we must go through a water supply assessment, which is part of our environmental impact report. And then we will go through a water supply verification. Both of these are regulated under state law and require us to prove that we have enough water for every home that we bring online for the next 30 or 40 years. This includes drought conditions. Transportation guarantee. Moving on to the transportation guarantee, there are clear transportation improvements that will need to happen in the future to facilitate the growth of this new community. We are making a guarantee to improve both safety and capacity for highways 12 and 113 by providing right-of-way and a significant portion of the financing to make these projects possible, improvements possible. Schools guarantee. We have expressly agreed to a condition in the initiative that requires us to build our own schools inside the community. To be clear, however, this means these schools will be a part of the existing school districts, but we will be responsible for building them. We won't be paying any fees. This is to make sure that our residents don't overcrowd the existing schools. And lastly, the taxpayer guarantee. And this is about paying our fair share. We've consistently said that we intend to pay our fair share of costs for building this new community and for the improvements that we hope to bring to Solano County. Our taxpayer guarantee says that the new community has to pay its own way for both infrastructure and services. Everything we need has to be paid for by the residents and employers in the new community and not by anyone who resides outside of it. And with that, I'll turn it back to you.
Hello, I'm Michael Fortney, and the comments this morning are, as an advisory committee member, it's very refreshing to see that our input and the public's input made its way into the ballot measure in the way of the guarantees that were just presented. Now, as a lifelong resident of Solano County, I'm really excited to see this community develop into an employment center for our residents and to provide some much-needed housing stock for our residents in Solano County, and a housing stock that will benefit everybody here. And $400 million in down payer assistance program will really change the lives of residents in Solano County. If you grew up in Solano County or live in Solano County, you know the challenges with Highway 12. They're not going away. And if there's ever an opportunity for us to make this corridor a safe route for our residents, it'll probably be with this development. So thank you for your time.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Patrice Lewis. I am an almost 30-year Solano County resident. And today circle. I actually was invited by an esteemed community member to the very first Vallejo Community Town Hall. I was talking to a few people in the room, mingling, networking, and the result of that was today I am now the regional field director for Fairfield for the campaign for the ballot measure. I'm very excited about this project, all of the new initiatives that will be rolling out in the ballot. After I attended the first town hall, I was actually hooked, and I attended every single town hall after that. And so I'm just really elated about what's coming out in the project. My parents migrated here from the Deep South during what was known as the Great Migration for a better life in California. And they've definitely been disproportionately discriminated against as African Americans in the Bay Area. And I see this project as something that can be more equitable to our full society. As a mother, as a former school teacher, as a current community organizer, community leader in the city of Vallejo, I work with the unhoused, I work with youth, I work with seniors. I definitely see this as something that can be very beneficial. My first initiative thought when I was at that town hall meeting was, what's in it for Vallejo? To see the initiative for what's in it for Vallejo and the other existing downtown, I'm very excited. So I definitely look forward to the groundbreaking of this project. I'm going to push to make sure that we get this ballot initiative passed the first time, because we definitely need to move a step forward into the future. I see this project as something that can definitely help interconnect the county as a whole and bring the county up as a whole. Instead of looking at kind of the negatives of what went on in other kind of tech-related regions of our state, we can actually do it the right way and have that community input that we actually need to integrate this great new idea, innovation, to what we currently have existing in our county. So, working in the field, at the field office in Vallejo, and also Fairfield, working with the canvassers, phone banking for this project, just hearing all the stories of the community members coming in, making sure that they feel like they're heard and what they're saying is included, definitely just makes me, just gets me really excited about what's going on here. It's definitely the talk of the town, definitely a lot of controversy, but not really worried about all that. So change is not always easy. Just like birthing a baby, it's very hard, but you love the outcome. I'm a mother of 3 small children, and I definitely look at, generational housing as something that I'm going to definitely purchase and buy some property here within our new city that we're going to create. So I'm looking forward to what's next. I'm glad about the language and what's included in the ballot measure, and I look forward to it passing and everybody continuing to work together to see that to fruition. Thank you.
Well, hello, and thank you for being here, and thank you for inviting me. My name is Annie Walkable. I've been a real estate broker in Solano County for 45 years. So anytime somebody says house to me, my ears light up, my eyes light up. Well, where can we find more houses? You know how desperately we need it. It's such an exciting project. Can you imagine waking up in the morning and saying, I think we'll build a city today? Of course we'll do that. Can you imagine the work it takes to get to today? So I admire so much all the folks that are involved in putting this project together. It's just overwhelming. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I'm a great-grandmother. I don't know if I'll be around to buy one of those houses, but I sure hope my kids are, and their kids. And maybe that place with the ADU is where I'll end up. But how exciting is this? My goodness, look at the big picture. How on earth do you do this? I don't know how. I'm tickled to see this in my lifetime, and I wish you all the best of luck. Can't wait for that ground to break. I think I'll still be here then. Okay.
So here is Solano County's joint commitment to Annie, which is we have to do this quickly enough so that she can spend many, many, many years living with her kids and grandkids and great-grandkids market
Right, hurry
in the
up.
new community. As you heard today, this is a project that was built with extensive community input. The last thing I want to say is that one of the things that's unique about communities and cities is that they are not products in themselves. They are platforms and they are places where, as Gabe said, a lot of different people with different cultures and different opinions, different convictions, different values come together to live their lives and build something wonderful together, to start companies, to meet their loved ones, to have kids, to grow old. The thing that's special about cities is that they are one of the few places in society where, if we do the job right as the planners and as the designers and we design it right, the sum of all of that, the sum of all the diversity and conflict and excitement and fun is much bigger than the sum of the parts. And so this is the beginning. We have designed this project expressly as a framework. Laura said it best. This is not a design. You don't see any designs here for what the houses will exactly look like. You don't see the designs here for where exactly things go. This is an opening of a chapter to provide bounds and guarantees within which us and the design teams and hundreds of local contractors and architects and designers and home builders and employers and families and nonprofits can work together to pull something together that hasn't been done in America in the last 50 years, but we believe is very much needed, and we think that Solano County has the potential to be an amazing success story in California at a time when California badly needs a win to stick it to all of the other states. And so I hope that California used to be this place of optimism and California dream. I mean, can you imagine a politician in 1970s sitting in Texas or Florida making fun of California? They would get laughed out of the room, and today it's on the press every day. That's not acceptable. And if this project is done right, I do think it's going to change the conversation. It's going to open up a new path for the state and for the region and create something where everyone who worked on this today, over the last many years, and for many generations to come, will look back and feel like they were part of something very special. And that's definitely how I feel, and I hope that all of you join us in doing it. Thank you so much. One last thing, the details of the initiative will be available on our website at 1:30 p.m. today. There'll be a link in the top paragraph. Thank you so much.